So winter storm warnings, winter storm watches have indeed been issued by the National Weather Service. So all of Northeast Ohio is included in some way, shape, or form. So that is new information since you've gone to bed, and actually new information since our show has started. We've got the rain moving in tomorrow. Obviously, there's a ton of snow on the ground. We're going to get into some melting today. Standing water, flooding's a concern. We've got the changeover to talk about. We've got team coverage. If you're just tuning in, Matt Wintz is here. He'll be joining in just a moment to go into further analysis of this whole thing. And then we are also looking ahead to the duration of the snow and ice mix that will continue not only into Thursday, but even Friday. So right now we are seeing some cloud cover, but we've got a lot of breaks in the cloud cover. We're going to see some sunshine today. It's going to have more of a spring vibe than a winter vibe. Of course, we are starting to really see the beginnings of all of this come together. And as we track this storm over the next couple of days, you'll want to keep up with the latest forecast. And that's what we're here for. All right. So if you're thinking about like, well, since we're talking about all of this rain and then snow and potential ice, this is a great day to maybe take advantage of a lunch hour and get some errands done or whatever it may be, because this is going to be quite a beauty. Partly cloudy skies and in the 40s today. We're in the 20s now. Wind chills are in the teens. That is seasonal. Winds are 5 to 15 miles an hour sustained. But let's track, okay, before we get to Matt. Will kind of lead you up to when all of this begins. So today is dry in its entirety on our National Design Mart forecast. But then notice what happens as we get into tonight and more specifically tomorrow. And by tomorrow, it's not going to be the early commute when we're talking to you. It's going to be more mid and later in the morning that we see this line of rain begin. This is 10 a.m. All right. So if you look at the left-hand side of your TV, you'll notice that there is that transition line. And so from here, Matt's going to take over and talk about that transition. And I think, you know, Matt, this is what we've been talking about so much is the biggest concern is how much ice, of course, the heavy amounts of snow that we're anticipating too.
Yeah, right. It's a whole mixed bag coming across Northeast Ohio. We are right in that transition zone where we're going to have ice and freezing rain and spots. The northern end's going to see some really impressive snowfall totals. And as you mentioned, Holly, we start as rain tomorrow. It's going to be a very mild start. We're just now seeing this storm system coming together. They've got cold air being delivered from the north. There's a cold front right about in there that will continue to usher in cold air to the precipitation that's already falling. So that's what's going to change over our rain to some mix of sleet and freezing rain and then eventually snow. So how does it come together? Holly mentioned that rain. That's where we start all across Northeast Ohio tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's a mild start. That temperature will slowly slide back as we go throughout the day. So from northwest to southeast, we'll see that changeover from that rain to a gloppy wet snow. And we'll also start to see some sleet and freezing rain getting thrown in the mix as we get some warmer air thrown in aloft. As we go throughout the day Thursday, that's going to be the most impactful day across Northeast Ohio. As a wave of low pressure develops down towards Mississippi, that will head off towards the north. Look at the extent of the snow from this, from Maine all the way down towards Texas. This is a long duration event. And again, that's why this is such a big deal, because it's not just a quick hit of snow and ice. It's going to last for a good 60 hours or so before it clears out. Thursday's an impactful day. We'll have heavy snow. We'll have some ice down to the south. Eventually, we all change over to snow. This system gets out of here by Friday, but we're left with some cold air. Very heavy snow in the northern periphery of this. Areas in red could see over a foot of snow. I think the bullseye is going to be areas of Indiana, central Illinois, and western Ohio, where we could see upwards of 2 feet of snow. You remember some of the models and stuff on social media saying 3 feet plus. We never went there, right? This is going to be a decent snow, but it's certainly not going to be on that order where we're talking 36 plus inches. Ice is going to be a problem on the southern end. That brings in the Akron, the Canton area, back down towards Holmes County. So how does this play out? Holly showed that rain moving in. By Wednesday evening rush hour, we start to flirt with some heavy snow off towards Cleveland and west. Meanwhile, we're still rain down towards Akron. All of us change over to snow or ice by the time we get into Wednesday night. You notice how we get a break on Thursday morning. I'm buying that at this point. I think we'll have kind of the activity lessen up on Thursday morning before our next big wave moves in. So our southern tier of counties, we talk about an ice mix to snow by late Wednesday. A lot of it will be rain and freezing rain. We could have some significant ice accumulation down towards the south. Here's the zone that we're going to have all sorts of wintry mixed precipitation at all different times. It's going to be a mess, especially on Thursday in the Akron area, then all snow, and it will be heavy on the northern periphery of that. In terms of travel impacts, they will be very high. Power outages a possibility, and school closings very likely Thursday and Friday. That's for everyone in Northeast Ohio. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. Blame it on the groundhogs. We go downhill after that. 19 on Friday, 21 on Saturday. Arctic air going to keep us as a block of ice this weekend. Dave?
A lot of colors on that map there, Matt. Whew.
It's kind of pretty, but not really.
That's true. Good way to sum it up. All right, thank you.